Three, two, one.
Welcome to DarkDox Digest's Midsummer Extravaganza. I am your host, Alex Jones. Just kidding. This is Christian Coffins. I'm here with Zorn, the new drummer of Sacred Owls. We're going to be having our comeback show on July 25th. It will be a Pirate Fest in Orlando. So if you are in the Orlando area and you want to come and support us and check out the new lineup, definitely come. July 25th at 7 p.m. to Uncle Lou's Entertainment Hall on Mills. We're going to be playing with Donut Lord, and I'm actually going to be playing drums for Wolf Colts, who this guy sings and plays guitar for. And we're very excited to be coming back. Hey, what's up, Noah Westwind over there? Resist the Grove is in the house. We are here with Brendan O'Leary and Greg Fernandez Jr., and I can't wait to hear a report from the Grove during the cremation of care. I got some great photos and videos from yesterday, and their new guy on the golf cart, which looks really raggedy for such a famous place. You know, they have like ripped seats in this thing, and he looks more of like a MAGA guy. They're hiring outside of their tribe. I don't know what they're doing. Brendan, tell me about yesterday. I mean, you guys are boots on the ground over there at the Bohemian Grove.
You're muted, my brother.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, Noah and I are the only people there yesterday. It was hot. Had a lot of great interactions. That very nice guy, the cart, he just came down. He came the long road down. He didn't just come out of the parking lot. And he flew right past me and said, "Fuck you." And
Wow.
almost hit me with his cart, and it was good. They're polite this year. They don't like it when you stream continuous loop of the cremation and care audio for hours. It's hilarious. So you got all these Grove members walking out to that, just walking past, deadpan staring out, just like that's great. It's like screaming, "Ah, fools, fools!" You know, the whole 9 yards. It's wicked good. So it was a good day at the Grove yesterday.
Yeah, I love that idea of playing the cremation of care. Walter Cronkite, "Begone, dull care, fire consumes." Like, that's hilarious. Hey, what's up, Noah? I was telling the guys earlier, it reminds me of that I Heart Huckabees movie where Dustin Hoffman and Lily Tomlin are recording Jude Law's character doing the tuna sandwich story over and over, and he thinks he's so fucking clever. And once he hears like how often he tells that story, and it's like kind of putting a mirror on something. The psychology of having a mirror behind the customer service desk at a hotel. People don't like showing ass and being a jerk and stuff when they have to look at their reflection. It's kind of like the quantum mechanics double slit theory, that if you're perceiving yourself, you tend to behave yourself and all of that. So I think it's really interesting psychological experiment you guys are doing there. Playing their own secret occult ritual back at them on loop constantly to irritate them is the most brilliant information warfare activism that I can possibly think of in that situation. So, definitely kudos to you guys for coming up with that. Noah Westwind is over here. He runs the governmentonceyouddead.com. How you doing, Noah?
Man, if you can hear me well, let's see. It's the employees, the slaves, protecting the slave masters. It's just a play. They don't talk about anything. What are you doing here? Fuck you, And then, of course, I'm like, "You're a fucking pedophile." And they're like, "Sure am." Like, "Oh, see, I got it on video that you said you're a pedophile." And it's
I need that clip.
Yeah. So that's, if you're just working there and you're joking and you're saying I'm a conspiracy theorist, we're out here in front of a place that doesn't exist then, right? So, right. And the fact that my stepfather's father was a member, his name was Maurice Unger, and I wish I had my books with me right now to show you back in 90s. He was a member of the aviary camp. And so we've had a little experience with this, especially with seeing his pictures of George Bush Sr. and Jr., Ronald Reagan, the actors from Wizard of Oz, band members of all named, bands I can't even imagine back in the 50s, 40s, whatever. And I don't know, man. You guys all are privy to the books. You guys get more, content than I think I have, but we see that they twitch. We were calling it the boho twitch. They're like, oh, you're taking my picture. Oh, you're taking my picture. Oh, and that's the best part. They're flicking their heads. Oh yeah, you got the latest one.
No, number four.
Four. Sorry,
Brendan has all of them. I believe.
I have all of them.
Do you?
Yeah, I have all of them except for the latest. I don't want to spend $3,000 on it. So.
Where does that
I love anyone who has watching this that hasn't seen it. Look on search on YouTube for DarkDox Sounds of Bohemia. When we met last with Brendan O'Leary and we were trying to get to the Grove, and the Owlmobile was giving us trouble. He was nice enough to put us up in a hotel, and we were hanging out. And he brought one of the annals that had two CD set, I think 3 CDs actually. 3 CD set that has the Sounds of Bohemia, which I thought was like, it's one thing to see, pictures worth 1,000 words, audio is worth 1,000,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000,000,000 words, and hearing their like little music numbers and plays and their little poems and stuff. Really just solidify. It's one thing to see it on print and see the photos, but it really brings to life a little peek, a little glimpse inside the occult practices, and the way they cut loose with all their weird jokes, making fun of the peons down below, and just being elitist and stuff. And definitely check out Sounds of Bohemia on DarkDox.com, and it's still on YouTube. Surprisingly, I love all of our stuff on YouTube is like it's been up for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and yet we've had 75 views on all of those videos. When I know personally, I've showed it to more than 75 people myself from different devices. We probably have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of views on all of those videos, but they algorithmically suppress it and remove all of the comments and stuff. So, the goal is to, no one's watching this. You're making us look like losers. And it's like, there's no way, we get way more hits on Rumble, but yet there's way less traffic on Rumble. And I digress. I think it's astonishing. And when I first met you guys back in 2017, going to the Grove, and we made Sacred Owls, They Are Here to Save the World, now available on Blu-ray this week at darkdox.com/shop, and still on DVD, and you can just watch and download the film for free. It was just us at the Grove on the Cremation of Care. Back in 2012, you had Occupy, busing, over 100 people out there to the Grove, Mark Dice and Cindy Sheehan, and all those clips that you guys shot back then. And now, it's been exposed.
It's 2 people.
2023.
No, it's only 2 people showing up now. That's how.
Yeah, it's just you guys. It was, right.
Maybe
in 2017, it was just Greg and Brendan. If it wasn't for Ariel, me, and the dog, it wouldn't have been, 4 people and a dog at the gates. And so I really can, condone you guys for, going out and doing this continuously every year. It's been, 22 years since Alex Jones put out Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove and blew this open. And it's astonishing to me that there aren't more people every year protesting, and the numbers should be growing. But what do you think? Is it too hot? It's funny, when we were out there, it was so cold. I needed my jacket on. So, global warming, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
But why do you think people aren't going to protest this thing? Is my question every year.
Partly it's hidden away. It's stupid to say that it's kind of far into the woods, a couple hours for me, but that's no excuse.
Yeah.
But to the mainstream people, it doesn't exist. It doesn't even cross or register that it exists. So I don't know how to get that into the mainstream, and let alone how to show the individuals, whether they're guests or members, showing up and trying to relay what that has an effect in their life, in their daily life. Like we saw the license plate for Mount Sobek last year when we looked him up on Instagram. The CEO was dressed in a tutu with his daughter and his husband or something, right? So you see what they're doing. I posted a photo on my Facebook Fedbook, as I call it, a couple years ago, of a gentleman dressed. I won't even call him a gentleman now. Call him some nasty fat man dressed as a woman. Within less than 5 minutes, I had a friend say, "That's my dad's best friend." Holy shit, right? Well, there you go. So most people don't even know what's going on right around, in their circle of friends. So someone asked earlier, was it busy? It's mostly busy with the employees and lots of contractors. You would see more of the catering. You'd hear a lot of the dumpster stuff coming in and out of there. They're drinking a lot of wine. Last year, Gordon Biersch was there. But was it 3 years ago? Conan O'Brien did the what do you call it? Silent auction thing. So they've gotten, huge names coming in and out of it. It's just really hard to catch them coming in.
We saw Newt Gingrich yesterday.
I swear to God, It was
Wow.
Newt Gingrich. I swear to you. We both said it without coaxing each other. Was that Newt Gingrich, right? And we both missed the photo opportunity. You just kind of turn your head for a second when a car comes in and you're going to miss it. So, and it's really hard to get a photo if they've got their windows up because it's kind of shady and lit poorly in there. So I have to blow out the pictures just to see in the car. And that's the tricky part. And then I can't see through tinted windows, obviously, unless we find a clever way to do it with infrared. I don't know. We got to come up with that.
He's been going there for a long time now, right? He's like a regular there. Is he a member or just a guest?
I'd have to check the annals.
Yeah.
He was got to be a member. But it was really funny when we first got there, or at least when we saw the fire chief come in there. he goes up to the front gate, right? He parks and he's talking amongst themselves and having their little discussion. He comes out and he pulls up to me and he's like, "How you doing? My name's Steve, right?" Like, "Good, my name's Noah." And he's laughing. He's like, "Don't get in any trouble, but have a great time." And he's smiling and thanking me for being there, And so some of the locals really are fed up. Locals don't like them. They don't support the town. The road in there sucks.
There's been a lot of articles recently we've been syndicating, and Brendan's he's good on that beat, always bringing that stuff of the local newspapers and stuff, talking about how all of the employees are being abused and not being paid properly. And
first of all, they're hiring children now. I'm sorry, but we have to bring this up. They're 16-year-old girls, blonde girls, 16-year-old boys, young boys that need being picked up by their parents. Their parents come in, park into that front lot on the side, and then they pick up. They see their child run out there. Last year, we saw some girl. I swear she was so high on heroin or something. She was slothing herself in there, just disheveled. And then a couple of the other pictures, we have just some really pretty boys with some men in their little Tesla cars, and you look at them and they're just kind of driving. They're like, "Oh shit." And the best part is if you make a distraction on one side, they tend to look, and then when they look back the other way, they don't cover their faces. So you kind of have to tag team. It's really worked before when we're like, "Hey, what's up?" And then you scream at them on the other side, and then we had another guy pull up and he's trying to record, and I just got 30, 40 photos of you just sitting there. So whatever.
Were there any people on our side that showed up? I know a couple years ago there'd be like one or two people who show up. They take photos for a few minutes and then check out.
Last year there was a guy that showed up. Do you remember him, Brendan?
Yeah.
That guy. I don't remember what exactly he represent. He was repping some Native American thing, I believe, if I recall. This year, absolutely not. We had a couple ladies, nice ladies, come pray for us. They were actually on a separate tour or whatnot doing something, and they came back and they're like, "What are you doing?" Here you go. This is what we're doing. And they stood around and they thanked us and they said, "Keep doing it. We got to shed light on this," and blah, blah, blah. But they leave, they don't want to stay. And get your own photos, post those to your Facebook, share it with your family. And we were just here, And the best part is we keep sticking stickers on their stupid signs, and they're not coming down, by the way.
I love that. I mean, even if they're up just for the photo, like when I was out at the Bohemian Club in San Francisco, it made me feel good to slap those stickers up, all around that block, all around, just knowing that, somebody coming and going from that place is just going to see, our good old fashioned owl buster over here, not welcome, and but really, I think what we really need to do is I just met Alex Jones recently. He's familiar with our work and stuff, and I think if Alex Jones comes back to the Grove and
you got the gay frogs at the Grove
and MadMaxWorld.tv, then actually, we'll get those big numbers out there again. Ruby in the comments I saw was saying that the way that hey Ruby Gypsy. I love how active you are in there. I'm reading all of your things, saying that you didn't care for how Mark Dice was doing it. Yeah, I understand that, but everyone kind of has their own way. I was actually more appalled at Cindy Sheehan. I mean, if you watch that clip from 2012, at one point she actually she tries to pay for someone to do violence. Do you remember that? She was like, I'll pay you $20 to fucking do this to that person. Or do you remember that?
Yep. She was also the person who tried to tell the crew, let's storm the gates. That's on record. She says, let's storm the, and everybody's like, no.
Miss Ray Epps over there.
We're not here for that.
A couple months before we went, I invited her, and she said, "I'm not a Grove protester."
Oh, maybe you didn't offer her any. You didn't offer her any money to show up.
Yeah.
You want to pay
right, and Mark Dice. I have a lot of love for Mark Dice. I love his YouTube channel. I hope he watches this. But I don't think he
also wanted money to come back the next year, to come back in 2013. According, I think it was Sean Ackley said this. He wanted like about $500 to come out there.
And
dude, he wrote a book. He gets that from his book sales.
That will just cover the plane ticket. I mean, I understand. We spent about.
Dude, you guys went cross country,
Florida. Yeah, I mean, it cost us in that van, minus all of the repairs and our transmission blew in the Nevada desert and stuff. But like just the gas alone was like $2,000, $2,500. Yeah, to fly out there. I actually I did look at plane tickets. I'm like, how much is it going to cost to fly out there and get a hotel or whatever?
No, you don't need a hotel.
It costs about like $500. So.
Well, Dice is in southern.
Don't worry about
Dice. Yeah, he's in Southern California, so that's like a 5.
Yeah, he's an 8-hour drive, 10-hour drive if he can park somewhere. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, so I mean, he really doesn't have much of an excuse. I'm sorry, Mark Dice. I love your content, but we have to do better. And really, everyone here on this screen has, I'd say, been throwing it down way harder than anybody else in the world for over a decade. And I don't really like blowing, tooting my own horn or but really our team is the most underrated of the activist organization. We are the unspoken, we are Resist the Grove, and I'm so glad to join it with you guys and stuff, for all these years now. And I can't, stress enough how vital this is. One day after we're all dead, in the annals, unless we lose this thing and they wipe the internet and destroy everything and whatever. But if people actually see this in 10, 20, 30 years, you're like, why the fuck were those 5, 6 dudes, the only ones that were on point, saying it's the Grove. It's the Grove. Back to the Manhattan Project, Boys Town, Nebraska, the Franklin cover-up, all the child sex trafficking, all of the occult weird stuff, the genesis of the whole, feminizing of all the dudes and gender queer LGBTQIA PPK plus and the whole pedophile agenda. It all goes back to the Grove. It all goes back to bringing those boys in, those midnight tours of the White House during Reagan and Bush and all of that. Richard Nixon saying that it's the most faggoty goddamn thing that he's ever seen. It goes on and on
You
and on.
want to play that?
It's the Grove.
Playing that. It is the
We have
he says
two.
he'll never
Go
shake
ahead.
the hand of another person from San Francisco because it's the most goddamn faggiest place he's ever been. And
Yeah,
he's
let's
place
play-
he's
let's play some
attended.
clips.
Yeah, we have two,
All right, hold on.
two questions here.
Okay.
First question, both are from Ruby, who obviously has been very very active here and has done a lot of research and stuff on the Grove. I'm sure, like many of us have, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, this is the first question. Did you guys get any videos you'll be posting?
We sure
Yes, we
did.
already posted the ones that were in the chat last night. Go to darkdox.com, DARKDOX.com or .me, and the top posts is going to be Sacred Owls and Resist the Grove stickers at Bohemian Grove. And I uploaded those short little videos of the guy almost running you over and saying "fuck you," and you guys playing the Walter Cronkite stuff at the Grove and all the stickers on the caution sign. So I imagine as they upload more, I'll be posting more.
Okay, that'll be here.
There it is.
Not me, right
Nice.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so those are the ones that were posted last night.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
definitely check that out, and we'll be posting more as they send them.
And
I
the
wanna-
second, go ahead.
I want to point out when
I
you're
sent one in the
mentioning
chat.
when you were mentioning the shadow banning kind of stuff, I went through all of Greg's Bohemian Grove videos a long time ago, and before he put up the infamous Trump video that got all his stuff taken away on YouTube.
I knew Trump would show up.
It was like 300,000 people or more. It was going fast and
Wow.
then gone. So
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and our video's up there, but it's like 45 views, and it's like it's embedded on our website, and it's like I've shared it with so many people over the years and been on multiple podcasts, and it's like there's no fucking way 45 views. That's insane. No.
Yeah. For Noah, I need to make you a moderator. That way you can post. You can post here. You said you had a link to something there, so that should be good now. The second question that Ruby had was about was it as busy this year as other years?
yeah, just about.
Would that include 2020? Well, obviously not 2020, but that because nobody was supposed to be there in 2020, even though they were.
Yeah.
But so in the last,
But it was slower though, right? Back in 2020.
2020, there was families coming in with their wives, children, and
dogs.
and they were very mad at us.
Now, hopefully the dogs didn't go in. Hopefully the dogs came out too. We know they went in. I don't remember seeing any dogs leave there. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So it was compared to 2021 and 2022. Was 2023 just as busy?
It was a lot like this year.
How was the parking lot? How was that front parking lot
full.
there? It was full. Any
They
cars
stopped us from
on the
parking
road?
on the street. That was the biggest problem.
Okay.
The road was clear, right? The road was clear because they claimed it was a fire hazard, which I think they also realized that we could take pictures of all their parking permits and passes, all their names, all the encampments, right? So then all of a sudden they pushed all the cars into the back lot where you can't get past security. So then they parked them on the road and some other places that we couldn't see. And last year it was just a cluster. Yeah, there were cars everywhere. So they changed it up a little bit because I'm partially thinking fire hazard because they need to get their fire truck through there. Steve kept making a loop through it. But again, we saw pictures of their little parking permits. This year they're purple and their badges are red. So... And they're quick to pull them off their car, by the way. They're really quick to pull them out of their windows. And then as soon as they're off work, they're pulling their badge off, stuffing it in their pocket so we can't get pictures of them, too.
Wow.
We were the only two cars parked on the entire road. Everything was no parking.
And I got this. Hold on, I got this.
Some Nancy came around and wrote, "You're blocking the deer path,"
puts a
and
carrot
on
dare you
two
guys.
different letters and stuck
Right.
them on each of our car.
Yeah, because deers can't jump over.
I
They
hate
can
boars.
jump
We're
over
in the middle of the
fences.
woods. It was awesome.
I can see that.
What do you
So-
got there?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, now
read
you're
that
blurry
for us.
too.
Yeah. Read it.
Hold
Read
on.
it for us. Yeah, you're
Stupid
coming in
camera.
blurry.
Drunk.
There we go.
I'm having
Yeah.
a hard
What is
time.
this?
I know my camera's drunk, right? I'm having horrible internet connections and my
Deer
camera
goggles.
sucks. Yeah, right. There. Deer
Deer
crossing.
crossing on your right.
There you go.
Keep clear next time. Yeah, next time, guys. CJ.
Next time.
Thank you, CJ. CJ's just
Thanks,
looking out
CJ,
for
for
those
being a
deers.
nature
Unusual.
Nazi. Unusual
Nature
though.
Nazi. I've never heard
Man,
that.
yeah, we had the boho Twitch because boy, they were don't take my picture. You
Really?
know,
That bad.
man, they dive to the side. They try to really get
Yeah.
block
How
their
many-
view.
Because they know they've seen what you've done, and we've posted and stuff over the years from all your photos.
We've got
and
your
stuff, like-
license plates.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know who
and then
you are.
secondarily, the last year, I think it was 2021, had a lot more guests and members showing up because we had one guy that came in with this white Mercedes. He was coming back and he had some medical mask under his chin though. And he's like, "Oh mate, what you doing here?" And we're like, "Fucking protesting you assholes," Yeah, making sure we get pictures of coming in and out of there. And I said something like, and my grandfather was a member, so I know what goes on in there. And he drives away with, "Thank you for shopping at the Bohemian Grove."
Oh, that's awesome.
And then let's see, we had several more people last year, trying to punk us. They were wearing like a what is it, like the gate a bean, what am I calling like a bandana right over their mask, glasses, and they're trying to take photos and they're just sitting there.
A bandana over their mask.
Nah, probably.
Oh,
Double mask.
But then the year before that, 2020, nobody really showed up. 2021, we had the security guards, the younger guy, doing the little Masonic hand gestures. I saw people wave with their little hands like this, so just got to pay attention to how they're presenting themselves. And yeah, they would drive out, make it look like they're getting our license plates or something, which they could have. And then I go running down the street and they'd go driving off as soon as they see me coming running down the street with the camera. And then I got to get some of the videos of mine because it was super fun.
Yeah, bring him on.
It's my stepfather's father, so step grandfather. We married into the family, so I got to stop saying it is my grandfather. But
well, if you're close to him, right? If
he never. And so this is to answer Ruby's question. It was never that he spoke about it. It was Maurice had his men's only club. It was important to him. It was a big deal. And then it come to find out in his obituary, he also is a member of something called the Family. Now the Family is something I haven't.
Yeah, there's a documentary about that I saw.
Right.
That's
so
wild.
what I was told was that there were people at the Bohemian Grove that were actually really upset with what was going on there. And coincidentally enough, I met a gentleman that I call him a gentleman, I guess now, that he left the Grove in the 90s, also an aviary camp member. And he said he witnessed the cremation of care ceremony once. And he said it was bizarre. They're all cheering and hugging each other in this camaraderie. And yet you hear and you listen to the words and they've slain dull care. They've done this ritual, and someone warned us that we shouldn't be playing this video or the audio over and over again because we're supporting their ritual. But again,
No,
we're not. No, we're not engaging in that. Right? We want to make sure when they come jogging out of there, whatever guest or whatever, if they hear it, they may slough it off, whatever. But
yeah.
that's you.
Let's
you
make
in
it
there.
very clear
People.
for the dents. We were talking about this the other day. People do not understand sarcasm or nuance or, I've had people tell me that like, oh, you like the Bohemian Grove. It's like, do you not know what a buster means? Have you never seen Ghostbusters? Have you ever seen like a, insect, extermination van where they'll have a roach crossed out with a buster? It's like people, and, so yeah, to make it clear, like their rituals don't mean anything. They are just making stuff up as they go. It has no power. And if you believe that these rituals the white and the white witches and stuff that they did the counter protest, the resurrection of care rituals and stuff. All those local white witches and stuff. They are, they're just, LARPing. They are not doing anything. Having a barefoot witch with a cauldron, and you put some thyme and some basil in there, and then you dump it on the grounds. That doesn't do anything. You're not resurrecting care. How you care is by what we're doing, which is actually we care. So we are out there. We are trying to raise awareness. We're taking time out of our day to talk about this. We are researching this stuff. We are writing songs about it. We've made comic books about it. We've made films about it. We go out and talk to people about it. And it just blows my mind that to this day that people were like, oh, I've never heard of the Bohemian Grove. It's like, how? I mean, it's kind of ever. You can go on Google Maps and say, navigate to the Bohemian Grove, and it will take you to those gates. Oh, I've never heard of it. It's like they have a 5-story building in San Francisco.
At 20601 Bohemian Avenue, Monterey, California, and then Bohemian Club is at 624 Taylor Street in San Francisco, 94102. It's a brick building. You can't miss it. I'm sad that I used to walk by it all the time, and I never try to walk in there or anything, because there's video of people just walking in, getting a little ways around, and then having the ability to show that it's just some bizarre 4 or 5-story building where they have their comic book pictures of them. With George Bush Sr. surrounded by goons dressed as CIA agents.
Yeah, I remember that one.
There was a guy from San Francisco, I think, who and the video is still out there. Thankfully, we have it backed up and saved. He just walks through. He walks through. He films things. It's kind of blurry, and it must have been like an old 2009, maybe. I don't know how early it was because it's kind of blurry. But just what he captured was just very, very strange. Just all of the symbols and everything, and that's what we see a lot from this group and a lot of other groups too. And I know Mark Dice has talked a lot about that, the symbology, and that's their thing, right? It isn't something that I focus on or anything, but I definitely can't say, well, they're not focused on symbols. They are, but sometimes we get accused, well, because we're looking into this, because we're researching this, because you have that Buster. It's kind of like, well, you guys are also with them. It's kind of like the whole Sound of Freedom thing. It's like, well, we shouldn't support that movie because it may actually help these minor attracted people. It may encourage them. It may encourage child trafficking and everything. When it's like, isn't it to bring awareness to this issue here? Whatever your view is on it. And so that's what I'm so happy about. Everybody here is, believe whatever you want to about the Bohemian Club, the Bohemian Grove. But we're going to continue to keep talking about this. It's a very important topic.
And I'm going to make this very fucking clear right now. The Bohemian Club and every single member, anybody that's involved with them, are a bunch of faggots. In terms of, like, I'm not talking about homosexuals. You like guys, consenting adults. I don't care. That's fine. When I say faggot, I mean a fascist.
Cigarette. No, it's a box of matches.
They're sticks that are only good for burning. These people are despicable, and they are apologists for rapists and mass murderers. They are apologists for genocide. They are apologists for war crimes and torture of children, of women, and that's why we do what we do. I want to make this very clear. When we win, and we will, I'm quoting George Herbert Walker Bush. He's like, when we win the Gulf War and we win, we will have this new world order. No, when we win, and we will, when this truth comes to light, I'm going to have heads on pikes. All right. Like, we're not fucking around anymore. We are going to, and it's all going to be legal. The punishment for treason is death. And these are treasonous traitors. And we are all going to vote on it as a country. And we are going to have gallows, and we're going to hang them. We're going to decapitate them, and we're going to have them on pikes all on the White House lawn until They are just skulls on pikes. And that is what the new America is going to be. And if you don't like that, then you support pedophiles. You support the Bohemian Grove. You support Skull and Bones. You support raping and killing children and women. And you don't like that, oh, you're being extreme. You're a cuck. You're a bitch. You're a pussy. And you need to fucking sit down and shut up while we take over the world, because that's what we're doing. We're not fucking around. Sacred Owls is back, and we got a new lineup, new songs. We're harder and faster than ever, and this is what we're singing about. This is pedophile hunter rock and roll. Like, we're done. We're done. Anybody that, metal and, yeah, I'm tough and I like Satan, you're our enemy, all right? You need to sit down and calm down. We're coming after you. We're coming after all of the globalists. We're coming after the World Economic Forum. We're coming after the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations. All of you globalists, you are in our crosshairs, and we're not going to break any laws. This is information warfare. I'm going to make this very clear. We don't have to storm the Capitol. We're not going to get set up by the FBI. We're not going to listen to criminals like Ray Epps and break the law. We work with law enforcement. We got people in internal affairs. We got people at the FBI that are working with us, okay? Like, we got people that are inside that are making sure that all of you little criminals, all you little pedophiles, you're going to get caught and you're going to go to jail and you're going to get raped to death by hard criminals that don't play that shit. All right. We got people on the inside, on the outside. This is Fight Club. We wash your dishes. We take out your trash. We know what you're hiding. So you should be afraid. We're going to give you a chance. In the song Pedophile Hunter Rock and Roll, we're saying we're not opposed to therapy. Do what it takes to avoid your fate. I don't sympathize with your discontent because
emphasize more with lack of concern.
He remembers the lyrics. Yeah. So the point is that, yeah, I hope that was very clear for all of you little pansies out there. We're coming after you. And you're trying to come after our children. We're going to gouge your fucking eyes out. All right. It's that easy. It's that simple. Now, does anyone think that we still support the Bohemian Grove? Does anyone still think that, oh, I don't know, I don't trust those guys? You must be pedophiles talking about that stuff. If you're still saying that, I can't help you because I've made it very clear that I want to slit your throat. Okay. Any comments?
To Ruby's question, no, he never spoke about it. He never spoke about it. It was not something that he would openly discuss. Just like you'd hear someone in the military say, "Oh, no, I'm not going to talk about it." And you listen to all the other people talk about how it's so secret. They can't talk about it either. 322, Skull and Bones. You had John Kerry say that. So you have to understand that they've allowed.
Was he ashamed of it, or?
I don't think so, because I mean the photos and the things that he had hanging on his walls made me wonder, how can this guy in Berkeley have photos of the current president on his wall with literally two Maurice can't wait to see you next year or whatever on the in the photo, and it was him and Barbara Bush standing there, who's a man. Dude, have you ever seen pictures of Barbara? Yeah. Man, that is a creepy
She's
looking.
The original Big Mike.
Yeah, exactly. So it was important to him. That's all I was told. This is an important thing. And then when we were told we were going to the Grove in the 90s, so I believe it was 94 I started high school, 97 I graduated. It had to have been either 95 or 96. And it was definitely a Saturday. And I vaguely recall the drive up there. I remember getting into the grounds, like the parking lot, a little bit. After that, I just remember some redwood trees scattered with little cottages full of bunk beds, and I thought it was bizarre. And the fact that I don't have anybody to say I met. I don't remember another child, another boy or girl, mom, dad, anything. This was supposed to be the first time they let women and children on the property. It was a major deal for us to be able to go. So we all had to pack up in his Cadillac and go up there. and I don't remember anything. I don't remember eating anything, using the bathroom. I don't remember talking to anybody. I don't remember what the grounds look like. My sister says she remembers the bus, which you can see is the little fire truck that's all painted white with their owl on it, and driving around a little bit. To have my mom tell me recently that it sounded to her, she said it was like a dream. What the fuck does that mean? You know, so in 95, 96, it was 5-6 years prior to Alex Jones busted in there. And so it really had an emotional moment with me, because why don't we remember one of the largest events where they let women on the property for the first time, is what I was told. And my mom's story was telling me that on the way up there, we were hungry. We were hungry and we wanted to eat. 2-hour drive. I don't remember what we did beforehand, but he insisted that we don't stop anywhere. He didn't know what Jack in the Box was or something at the time. He refused to just get any kind of fast food or anything. We had, and was determined to get up there. Right? We had to get up there. And then to Greg and Ruby's questions, I found a photo through, I'm sure your guys' archives as well, that had a bottle called with the name Nembutal on it. You search the name Nembutal, and it says it puts people in deep comas. Okay.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're passing around there. I cannot tell you. And it's an inverted cup. You turn the bottle over, and it turns the pyramid the correct way. There's some really odd symbolism on there. And then, Greg, I sent you a link to last year's video if you want to cue that one up, just to show the last year, which is fun, in a private chat. And then sooner or later, I'll send Brendan over my pictures and some video and whatever we can share. And I sent a couple pictures in the group from yesterday. It's really not much to see. I'm not going to lie. You're not going to go in there and you're going to be right on top of these people. You're not going to be in their encampment. You're not going to hear anything. They've hidden that thing. How can you imagine? It's 2,000 acres hidden in the forest. You might hear a gunshot if you were, had a range out there, but it would be pretty muffled. You think you're going to hear people shouting and cheering and stuff? Not at all. Not at all. So what's buried in there? We have no idea. We can only speculate on what some of the buildings look like or how dilapidated they might be. A lot of the employees say, "Oh, that place is just so old and run down." Well, yeah, it's been there for almost, 1874, so almost a couple hundred years in itself. So you have to take the people that are entering, that as a sign. You have to clue in on what tier they're on, what kind of vehicle, car they're driving. If they're hiding their face, they know they're not supposed to be out there. That's the biggest thing, is if you're ashamed to be there, that's a big indication, that you should be. Some of them walking in there, they do comment to us, they walk out and they're cordial. But I don't think they know the scope. They must. I mean, again, you can't put it past these people. How stupid can you be to sit here and join something and not, look into the background or what people say? And if you have a code of conduct book, Brendan, then they've agreed not to talk about it, not to bring it up, not to.
You've got to be a gentleman. Absolutely.
Right.
And Greg and I and Sean and maybe a couple other good people, many years ago, we had an Italian gentleman come out after a lakeside talk, and he asked what we were doing, and we told him, we talked about Syria for a little bit. It was during Obama, and we asked him what he was there for, and he said, well, he went to a meeting. He worked for one of the Bay Area consulates. So then he said he was mandated to go, and he said he didn't know about this place before. So then he went, and it was Titans all around him, and they talked about how to deal with Vladimir Putin, and he did air quotes, and he was very blunt, matter of fact, and just he looked like shell-shocked a little bit. And that's what you get standing out there for 12 years. You meet some people sometimes. You hear stuff. Just what the people that work there come out and talk about how poorly they've been treated and who they've been treated poorly by, to talking to former prostitutes and stuff. It's great. And it's just us. Nobody comes. Everybody's told what to protest and when to protest, what to be pissed off about. It's all fake. Everybody should come. There have been stuff about us in newspapers about how we're just crazy conspiracy theorists. Some guys with cameras on the side of the road that take pictures of billionaires, and we don't even scream at them most of the time. Lately,
I didn't get paid for
that,
dude. They talked about us, and we're not getting paid for. We need to here. Check this out. We found this last year.
Yeah, you can send your money to cash.app/DarkDox, and we will use it to continue to do what we're doing.
That is a Disney owl. That is a Disney owl. That is a Disney owl. You have to understand where these people are coming from. Why would they use these owls? And the owl all over Disney. And the depiction of it is very cartoonish.
Well, I mean, you have Walt Disney, who was a member, and we have a sketch that he did of the 40-foot statue of an owl in our archives, darkdox.me/archive. And in addition, they also have Club 33 at the Magic, not the Magic Kingdom, the Disneyland in California. You know, where inside of there, there's all sorts of occult stuff.
Sorry, you said it wrong. It's California.
California.
Yeah, with
on
Gavin
the left
Newsom.
coast.
Yeah, still the best coast, but saying
no, it's not.
We have these people over here. Yeah, you got to play that video, and then
East side.
I'm trying to figure out how to get pictures on here, so you guys can see a picture. But let's see if you can let me present.
Yeah, I see the 8-minute video, but if you have something, I don't know.
No, not. Well,
Yeah,
I have my
that's
website.
the one that I see in the private chat.
Photos.
Yeah, the one I see in the private chat is the 8-minute video here. But if you have that, or I think look for a place to share screen. Maybe I need to turn my share screen off, and then maybe that'll help you share screen. But if not, because I saw the link that you sent in the private chat, and it looks like an 8-minute video from Brendan's channel. So is that the right one?
It is.
Okay. You want me to play that?
Right, share. Yeah. And then you can go to my Expose the Grove website and you can watch some of the other stuff.
All right, cool. So this is about an 8-minute clip here. And something happened with Ruby. She all of a sudden she couldn't comment. So
they got her.
I don't know how much she wants me to talk about stuff, so I'm gotta be careful what I talk about here. But let's play this 8-minute clip, and then we will be right back.
Story time.
Let's go.
So there's a play button.
I don't know if
it's a triangle in the corner there.
Once past the gate, old tycoons, young account executives, astronauts, and singers become equal, men together, returning to nature and high style, to an ethereal dream of Redwood's Eden.
Why are you filming? Because we give a fuck. About what? If you're in there. And my grandfather was a member, so I know all about it. I'm not a member, dude. Don't care. They have the constitutional right to like that.
We have the constitutional right to
just
record.
staring me down. What are we doing here for 10 years? What are we doing here for 10 years?
What do they think we're going to accomplish? Well, we're going to make you feel uncomfortable because you're talking about us, so we must be making you feel
Yeah, I'm making you talk quieter because I got a camera in your face. That's enough for me.
Yeah, they were really upset last year.
If you don't like what we're doing, don't leave your house. And if you don't want your picture taken, don't leave your house.
Oh, I had my bullhorn this year.
Because you're entering a facility with a bunch of men, right? Meeting in secret, right? Well, yeah, not secret, but you're going to tell me, right, what to do in a public place.
This is going to get so nasty.
In a public place. Because you're entering a private, right? You're entering a private club. And you confronted me now. So I have every right to confront you. Yeah, I know. You confronted me. I have every right to take pictures in public. Tell anybody that gives a fuck. Because the problem is that you're coming in here and you're meeting in secret with your businesses, right? And your businesses dictate what we do, okay? What we can and cannot do. You can absolutely take my picture. Because I know you're going to try to call the cops. You're going to try to intimidate me. And you're going to scare me from what? Doing what I can do in public. Right, sir? Listen to me, right? Listen to me, sir, okay? So my grandfather was a member. I know what goes on in there, right? I have the books, the annals, right? I know I can get names through that alone. I'm not even looking for your name. I don't care about you, right? I don't care about your license plate, all that stuff.
I really do.
No, because
Really
you're
do,
causing
though.
a scene right now.
Love it!
Friends dictate what you guys do behind the scenes. Eating spiders. That's where you're incorrect. How am I incorrect? That you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in a private club, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so then what are you doing here?
I came here to meet some very close friends
Okay, so they're members of the club, right?
and guests.
Yes, okay, so they left their private property to come out in the public, where I'm in the public and I have every right to document what these guys are doing. And you're causing a traffic jam. So I'm not
I apologize.
right?
I need to be more succinct in what I'm saying
How
because I
you
was
doing?
pissed.
Such a weird flex.
63.
Fighting for your freedoms.
Ooh, look at those eyes. Ugh. Freaky.
These people.
Come over here, little boy.
Last year was so much more fun. That guy's a cop, big time. We saw him twice last year and the year before.
I want one of those Bohemian Club buses. You know? Drive that around, that'd be great. Put the bus, spray paint the bus over. Done.
That security guard was there. There's the chin guy.
You gotta put your mask up.
666, look. 06 0066.
He looks upset. Whoa, look at that guy. He looks like he belongs in the Night at the Museum.
Little Alfa Romeo. He weirdly looked like my real grandpa.
Drone shot.
So that 2021 was much more empty than this year, than the year back here. There's the pretty boys. Look at that pretty boy.
Fedora.
Chauffeur. One of the pictures taken now. What are you doing in there?
Joe Biden is a pedophile, Hollywood and DC pedophiles, sex is the reason, that's of the season, alright. I'm not opposed to therapy, do what it takes to avoid your pain, I don't
There's his hand signal.
discontent, cause I empathize more with like a consent. To be able to be alright.
This is what I'm on the screen. We're just.
How's it going? Cheers. They're driving nice and safely because they're drunk.
I wouldn't drive drunk on that mountain, man. That's scary.
You know,
I mean, I wouldn't
sometimes
drive
I've seen
drunk
some
anywhere,
guys
but
come
like
out.
especially.
Yeah, I think it's. It might be. I think it's the third parking lot.
Thanks.
Yep. Have a good one.
He thought we worked
Concierge.
there.
Clueless.
I don't know why he's talking to us. This is the guy.
You.
Oh, good. What are you doing it for?
Because, okay, so I like my roundabout story, but my grandfather was a member back in the 90s. And so after we got let in on the property in 96 for the first time men and women and children were let on the property, after that, I tell people stories that this place is fucking full of shit and full of billionaires that want to fucking rule me and tell me what the fuck to do, right? You and your friends, weaving spiders, come out here.
Have a nice day, man.
Oh, I know, man. I know you
Paying
are.
a lot of taxes right now.
I don't give a fuck about taxes. Why are we paying them? You're blocking the road.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Cheers.
thanks for shopping at the Bohemian Club.
There it was.
You said free shopping?
Thank you very much for shopping at the Bohemian Club, Noah.
What am I doing? You pulled up to me. Of course I will, because this is hilarious. Look, hey.
If you don't like what we're doing, don't leave your house.
Boom.
And if you don't want your picture taken, don't leave your house.
Beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys. Puppy duck tails and big fat snails.
Oh, I miss Bella Lugosi.
How dare you? Well, then you got everything wrong, pretty much, right?
See, I forgot about Eric.
We have
Who
these
is the
Joe
violin
Biden
playing
is
guy?
a pedophile shirts available
Nice.
at darkdox.com. So help support what we're all doing here, and all the money goes back into doing this cool stuff, and we want to do more cool stuff, and go on these conspiracy road trips. And we're releasing Tales of Terror 3, which is going to have the third chapter of the Conspiracy of Silence trilogy. We're ending it with the Alicia Owens story from the Franklin cover-up. We're also going to have a song about the Clinton murders and some other fun stuff. But I wanted to definitely thank you guys for all you do. Thank you for your courage. And awesome. So we're going to be updating a lot of stuff at darkdox.me/shop this week, including the film on Blu-ray. We have picture discs on vinyl. We have all kinds of fun stuff we're going to be putting out. Right now, there's not much on the shop, but I'm getting back into production. But yeah, we do currently have the Joe Biden's a pedophile shirt in white or red. And we still do have Beware and government-sponsored terrorism. You get a free poster when you get that. You can still get the thumb drive. And we got a Hunter Biden shirt. But we're going to be...
Pure blood shirt.
That's right. Yeah, we have a new Pure Blood shirt, which says some cool stuff on there. Definitely check out the shop next week, and we're going to have all kinds of new fun stuff available. And again, all of your purchases help support our, putting this stuff up, our servers, and gas in our tank to go do cool stuff and spend time filming and making cool stuff for you guys to share and archive all this craziness in our worlds. I wanted to talk before we wrap up about this Sound of Freedom. We saw it the other day, and good film. Definitely a good film. Very emotional, very impactful. We found it pretty interesting that, like, when we went into the theater, it was 10 o'clock on a weeknight when we went to go see it. But halfway through the film, most people left, and we thought that, and they didn't come back. And we ended up watching the film just with one veteran, and we were like, wow, like I've never seen anyone do that to any movie, ever. Just leave like
Why
that.
did they leave?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't ask them.
Were they upset, or did they seem upset or anything? Or
I don't know.
So weird.
But yeah, I thought that was curious. And if you stay past the credits, they even give you like the information on how you can get free tickets to have other people go see it. So like they're not about the money, clearly, which is very cool. And then Greg Reese at Band.video, working with InfoWars and Alex Jones, he posted this thing about, how on the Angel Studios website, which is the Angel Studios made the film, and this film was owned by and funded initially by Disney, which is insane. And then it was shelved for 5 years. They had to sue and do all these kinds of things and then crowdfund to release this film with very little advertising or anything. And again, they're literally giving tickets away to go see this thing. There's reports of AMC theaters turning off the air conditioning, which, to be fair, it's the middle of summer, it's hot as hell, and air conditions, especially in big places like movie theaters, they fail in the middle of summer all the time. It's just the nature of air conditioning. I've worked with HVAC for years, and that's when you get all the calls right in the middle of July. And so, I mean, maybe some of that's a coincidence, and I could see how, like, I've been to movie theater. I go to this Dollar Theater in Orlando all the time, and the air conditioning's always busted in one or two of the theaters. So it is a common occurrence. So I'm gonna, just kind of be like, all right, maybe that's a coincidence. But Angel Studios, the website for the film, they're pointing people to the Missing and Exploited Children's website, which I didn't realize. Not surprised, but like it's tied to the Clinton Foundation and John Podesta funded NGO. That's a non-governmental organization that is tied to the Amber Alert system. Which, if you're not familiar, the Amber Alert system is when you get that notification on your phone that rings and says that there's a child missing somewhere in your area to look out and whatever. But those systems all tie to a centralized database run by the Podestas and the Clintons, apparently. That now they have a database of any missing children and their names, addresses, what they look like, and all that stuff, which I could definitely see being a useful tool for a child sex trafficker in order to intercept that child that is missing and then sell them into sex slavery or murder them for their body parts, which is definitely a real thing that we have a lot of hard evidence of over the years, and it prevents me from sleeping well at night. What do we do is my question. That was the big setup for, because when I was working, before I get kicked off of Facebook and Instagram and all these social media platforms for sending reports of, child pornography and solicitation of minors on social media, they kicked me off of that, and we reported it to Missing Exploited Children's because that's what you do, right? What is the alternative? Do we need to start our own organizations? Ashton Kutcher has his organization. What are they doing? It seems like their website's never updated. I tried to sign up for subscription in order to see what they're up to, and it's all just give us money. But what are you guys actually doing? If you're doing stuff, great. But I'd like to know about it. Like, we can interview you. We can talk about this. I would like to help. I tried to volunteer to work with Kutcher's organization, and they never got back to me. So what are they doing? Who are they working with? What do you guys have any solutions? Do you have what do you guys have to say about all that?
I do agree we need to create our own. Where at this point, what I've even discovered through my own, researching and trying to figure out just the system that we're involved in and how contracts make the world go around, and our signatures really probably the money, that we generate all this energy for them to stay alive. And these politics, right, the many bloodsuckers, that seem death and taxes are inevitable. I think we need to do what they do in some way. We need to create our own businesses, not own any of it, and just control it. We don't have to pay taxes. It's really the corporations and the structure that you're supposed to be doing your businesses in. So why, as a man or a woman, are we feeding into this? Well, I wouldn't want to do it in a corporation either, but private member associations, we hide our, assets and all that stuff in the business so that when we get sued, it's all, that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can sign up for these
But let's do it
LLCs,
ourselves. What I'm
limited
saying is,
liability corporations.
right. But I don't want to feed that money as well, or taxes, or however it works, into their system anymore. But what I'm saying is, you, me, the 5 of us that are on this call right now should be in an incorporated LLC, private partnership or whatever, and we do what we were talking about. Start putting this out in a larger fashion and say this is our whatever foundation, and we want to go forward and do it. I mean, you're right. We do need to do that, because if you're saying that this famous person with all this money is not reaching out to anybody, and you seem that they're not doing anything, we got to do it ourselves. And we're literally, Brendan and I are out there, and we're the only 2. We have to use what we found, and you got to do something about it. What are we doing? I mean, to the comment down here, it says, I can't see, I didn't recognize any of those people. I didn't either, but let's expose who's coming in and out of there, because
those are and it's always the ones that we never hear about, right?
Right.
It's always the ones, they always want to make us focus on certain people when we know it's a lot deeper. So I think what you guys
these are the people behind the curtain.
Yeah, you may have
they are the shadow governments. Like that's why you've never heard of these people. They bring in some people,
and now we have now.
And
but
the grounds year round. It's year round. They can come in and out. It was September when they did the Manhattan Project idea, Oppenheimer and crew. We got a photo of it. Did they talk about it?
Yeah.
It's the safest place to do shit.
Yep.
Well, that's what that's the whole thing, is that they are the ones, and I keep bringing this, it's nepotism. If they don't say anything at their corporate board meetings, they're hiring their friends. They're just doing the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They walk into a company meeting, and you see, or one business does a meeting with another business, and I know who you are. I saw you at the Grove. They don't even have to say anything. You would see each other.
When the United Nations was chartered, they sent all the delegates up to the Bohemian Grove. The Department of Navy did the transportation for it. Everybody went except Russia. They sent a private courier to decline. They're at the Grove. And then they had an Army air show above the Grove. They had a convoy of Army go in there, and they cooked. They provided everything. They put this big thing on. It's significant. This place is significant. Yes. And more people need to attend.
They call it Snob Hill, is one of their roads up there, one of the encampment.
Wow.
Okay. And then we have to read off their encampments. We have to get all those names out again, because they did talk, about how hillbillies and the Mandalay and Aviary Camp, all that. We have to figure out who are all in there. And then you just connect the dots. It's Bilderberg. It's, CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations. It could be just the guy in, at some company over here. It could be anybody at Workday. It could be anybody at Oracle. So just the tentacles of these people, or this operation, or these, it's a lot that people don't realize.
And if you go through the annals and you look at the names of the speeches and who gave them, you can usually go and find that same exact speech that they gave somewhere else. Like David Keith, geoengineer, people like that.
Yeah.
We've got Nixon giving his comeback speech to these guys, and that's what he said was how he got into the White House. They didn't want him after he didn't win. He was, but he came back.
Also, to emphasize, it's not just people in government and corporations, it's celebrities. In fact, Harry Shearer and, Michael McKean. Harry Shearer's been a member. He's the voice of Mr. Burns on The Simpsons. He was, one of the creators of Spinal Tap, A Mighty Wind, Best in Show. And they made a film in 2002 called Teddy Bear's Picnic.
I had no idea. Sorry, dude. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, we have the film. I was searching for years, and I finally found a copy on Amazon, and now they're a little easier to find. But I immediately ripped it to MP4 and uploaded it. You just look on YouTube for DarkDox Teddy Bears Picnic, and you'll see it up there. I can't believe it's still up there. I believe it's still up there. If not, I'll find a way to get it back up. They just cut the last music from the credits because of the copyright on the music, but like there's like no copyright on this film pretty much because it seems like it was never like officially released. But I mean, it has what's that Blurred Lines singer? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
dude. Yes.
His father is actually in that film.
Alan.
What's
his name?
And
Alan Thicke.
I mean,
Alan
one of
Thicke.
the guys from Curb Your Enthusiasm's in the film. It's a star-studded cat. Watch the film.
Alan Thicke's in that. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's about
protesters.
they go to it's not the Bohemian Grove.
It's also Norm from Cheers is in that too, right?
Yeah, it's insane. There's like a bunch of
George
people,
Wendt.
and but it's not
George
an
Wendt.
owl. It's a pelican. They don't cremate care. They kill time. And
The
so it's all,
protesters wear all these shirts with
they have like
Really?
anti-pelican shirts.
That's
I would love
awesome.
to have one of those shirts. That'd be amazing. But and it's a whole.
We can make them. If you give me the logo, give me the logo.
Assassination of JFK in the film, like when they're doing the whole cremation of care, people are like, they have the car and JFK.
Really?
And there's people
Wow.
shooting, and it's a weird film. They bring in prostitutes, and it's like they talk about everything. And the whole premise of the film is that some of the workers are going to film the thing and release it to the media and blow the whole thing wide open. It's also mentioned in Alex Jones' Order of Death, the follow-up to Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. We actually just revisited that the other day. But definitely check out that film. And again, that's made by Harry Shearer, the voice of Mr. Burns on The Simpsons, which is a very prophetic cartoon that has predicted a whole lot of things from 9/11 to all kinds of conspiracy things. They obviously have inside information.
Convid, all of it. The submarine goes on and on.
And also about the teddy bear, that's interesting because that was the name of the little kid in The Sound of Freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Called him.
Damn.
Oh,
that's very interesting.
Didn't even make that connection. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. Goes on and on. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
But,
so this is the website here, Noah, that you were.
Yes, exposethegrove.com, right?
Yeah. Oh, I bought the 10-year name registration for the bohemiangrove.com. So we got to do something with that.
Nice. Yeah. Point that to this site. It's a great site you got here. It's very comprehensive. It's nice and clean. Oh, I love to go to the top with the Baphomet. That's hilarious. Confirmed. You guys are Satanists. You see, they're part of the Grove.
Exactly.
You can't have any fun. You can't. You can't
Right?
make any fun of it. Oh, they have an owl in the back. They bring it to all their shows. Yeah,
I mean, the archives are good too.
I took all sorts of photos of their books. Right, I got clipped and cropped a bunch of pictures. I mean, just keep going. It's all there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Nice.
You can find that bottle of Nembutal I talked about too. Yeah. Yeah, I know they're just thumbnails, but yeah, just keep going. I mean, you can click on and make them a little bigger, but it's not necessary. But yeah, I found personal photos. Yeah. That group photo I found in a book that I have. That one on the right, in the middle. Yeah, over. No, two more. There you go. And that was in a book that I got. So that's a photo of that. A photo. Anyway, yeah. But that's just one. That's just one camp. I think that's the.
It says Bourbon Street in the back. That could be a play or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. It might say on the back of the thing, but I don't think so. It's hard to say if they don't write it down.
There is a lot of New Orleans kind of stuff about the Grove the more you look into it. And I find it interesting that the only place in the whole country that Sacred Owls is banned is New Orleans. That with the witchcraft and all their weird occult stuff they got going on down there, they don't like us at all.
I think they'd be a little more open to it. if anything.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely a tie between New Orleans and the witchcraft and the bayous and all that stuff in the Grove. There's a lot of similarities.
I need to get this sorted, so I was gonna add an interesting feature, maybe where you can click on something that says like news articles, and it just pulls up those images of the news articles.
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I love this one.
Clint Eastwood, Colin Powell, and Henry Kissinger all playing in a band.
And Jim Belushi.
And Jim Belushi. Where's Belushi?
And Jim
He's on the far
On
right.
the far right,
and
right?
that might be Wavy Gravy with the tambourine. I'm not sure.
No, that looks like Sam Kinison with the hat.
Oh,
on.
don't say that. You're gonna ruin my.
And then on the far left, it looks like far left. I think is Paul. What's his name?
Paul Simon.
Yeah, Paul. You can call me out.
Wow,
I don't know. It looks like
that does look like Paul Simon.
It does look
yeah,
like
you're
him.
right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is that Henry?
That would
Henry
be about that
Kissinger?
time period too.
Oh,
No,
that's
Henry
right.
Kissinger's in the, yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Wow.
Anyway,
the game's all here. Oh, this is another great one right here.
That's from their book.
Yeah, you got Jimmy Carter.
So Jimmy Carter went there and he did a lakeside talk about ending world hunger. That went over well.
Yeah, I bet there was a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger,
Ending world
Mr.
hunger.
Well, we have to depopulate using famine and poison and war.
Jack Kemp. That name sounds familiar, but
Yeah, it does. I don't remember either.
That sounds really familiar. This is good stuff though, because a lot of people ask, well, it's just a bunch of people hanging out, and you're like, well, these aren't just people.
Any people? This is what I keep trying. I'm like, this is not just. Yeah, dude, it fires me up. It gets me really frustrated. And if you keep going through these photos, you'll realize what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I think the more that I did,
I met Deborah Tavares at another event not long ago.
Good old
yeah,
Deborah.
right there.
Yeah, Deborah came out 2013. I think in 2014 too.
She was there in 2011 and on for a few
Well,
years.
I only met Greg because of We Are Changed with Manny, and we just met at a restaurant, and then I've known you ever since.
That's Russia Today.
Harry's Hawkbrow. Oh, is that Russia Today? That's not Abby though, right? That's not Abby Martin.
Russian collusion.
She's another
Russian collusion.
Oh, go to the picture. No. Go to the two to the left of her. Look at that. That's the encampment. These are real photos. Now we have a better idea. Look how big that is.
It's over 6,000 acres.
No, it's 2,000. It was 3,000 acres. They gave up and donated several hundred acres. So now, it was 2,700 acres, I think, initially, and then they donated the 700, and now it's just 2,000, I think. Just
like to give you perspective, Camp Coco, which is like my campground, is 1.25 acres. I could fit a solid, if it was like packed, I could fit like over 3,000 people on 1.25 acres. Over 6,000 acres, you can fit a lot of people out there.
It's not 6,000. They say it's about
27. Yeah, 2,700.
27,000? I thought
2,700.
No, 2,700 acres. They donated some, and they only have roughly around 2,000 now.
2,000 acres?
They got caught harvesting some old growth.
Oh, okay.
A few years back, too.
Still a lot.
Fire pits.
Where's Snob Hill? Do you see that? It's near the beginning, I think it is. There's Roger Road. Well, it's blurry for me on this, so I'm not really looking at the high fidelity picture, but it's blurry.
It's blurry here too. I don't want to.
Yeah. I don't really have higher res of other things I got to find, but anyway.
Awesome. Well, I could talk to you guys for years, but we got to wrap this up on our end. You're happy to continue on. I'm going to be posting this on DarkDox later. But it's so good to see you guys. Let's do this more often, huh?
I know we need to.
See you soon, guys.
Sure, guys.
Yeah. And if you're in Orlando, come out on July 25th. All right. Well, you guys have a great one. Yeah. Awesome.
You too, my friends.
Signing off.
All right. Always nice chatting with you guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.